So some of the challenges that we have with Nia Sky is particularly morning routines. Being strong-willed, she likes to assert her independence. And so sometimes, even if there's a clock, we're trying to get out of the door to get her to childcare and to get to work, a lot of the routine tasks can take some time. So I think sometimes the way we get around that is we say, okay, you can have your turn, and then and now it's Mummy's turn. And she usually responds well to that.
Routine has really reduced a lot of stress on him just trying to anticipate what's going to happen next. He knows when he gets up, we have breakfast, we wash our face, all the daily things that happen in the morning. But even when we're outside of our routine, which will happen naturally, the most important thing is to explain to him, okay, in this situation, we don't have our shoes because we have to, go down quickly, okay? We'll come back and we'll get our shoes. And then he's okay with it. So he's not gonna freak out that I don't have my shoes, I can't go outside. So I think explaining to him when we're out of our routine helps, and also when we're just having a routine in general, allows him to anticipate the next event that's gonna come up in the day.
If a child is beaten or yelled at by their parents, they are taking the same reaction from the parent, and they're instilling that. And because they are young, they're still in their formative years, so they're likely to use that on other kids.
I don't spank or yell because I find that he is listening to me and copying me in everything that I do. And he hasn't seen anyone in the house do that, so he doesn't do that. When we go outside and we see like a mother yelling at her child and the child crying, he tells me, oh, the child's crying, why is she yelling, right? So I see that he responds negatively to those things. In my mind, discipline is a way to teach them how to respond to everyday events. And if I want him to learn to respond positively to something that happens, then I have to teach him in a good way. If I punish him for everything that he does, he'll never take the risk.
I was parented in a household that instilled a sense of respect and responsibility. So we very much try to instill the same principles in Nia Sky. So even though she's 2 years old, she's using please and thank you and asking may I, and we think that's really important.
We have Arabic and Farsi grandparents, and each of them, because they come from different countries, they've been raised differently. And I've been here my whole life, so I feel like I've been raised differently. And the challenge is to get everybody on the same page as to how I want Zachariah to be raised. And I do this by just explaining to them the reasoning of why I've chosen this way.
I try my best to be, to listen what she's doing and follow her. I know whatever my parent discipline me or those idea, but sometimes when I'm doing it and I see my daughter, she doesn't like it, so I stop and listen, and whatever she wants, I try to do that.
I think grandparents always want to be on their grandchildren's good side. So with my dad, for example, he loves to do everything and anything that Zachariah tells him to do.
I'm too soft to him, and always is not, I don't say discipline, but I cope with him and try to do somehow that he obey what I am telling him.
If I were to give advice to any parent of a 2-year-old, it would be pack a lot of patience, especially if maybe this is your first child you're about to have or you have. There are going to be challenging moments, but you have to make sure that yourself and your partner work together, because your child will pay attention to that, and have fun. And I say that because it was only yesterday that it felt like we just had Nia Sky, but she's already 2, and it feels like the time is passing really quickly.